Monday, April 1st, 2019. Brazil announces the opening of a Jerusalem business office instead of the promised embassy. Brazil's foreign ministry formally announced Sunday it will open a, quote, business office in Jerusalem, backtracking on President Jair Bolsonaro's promise to move his country's embassy to Jerusalem. On an official visit 9 days before the Israeli election, Bolsonaro met with Netanyahu and his cabinet minister, who signed various bilateral agreements between the two countries. Bolsonaro is expected to visit Jerusalem's Western Wall alongside Netanyahu on Monday. A ceasefire deal appeared to take hold between Israel and Gaza's Hamas rulers on Sunday, with Israel expanding the permitted fishing zone and easing some tight restrictions on movement through its two main crossings with the Palestinian enclave. Turkey's opposition was ahead in a tight race for the capital Ankara in Sunday's local elections, in what would be a major defeat for the current president's ruling AKP after a decade and a half in power. A comedian with a popular anti-corruption message but no political experience took the lead in the first round of Ukraine's presidential election on Sunday. Trump administration says it will cut foreign aid for Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. The Trump administration said Saturday that it intends to end foreign assistance programs for Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. The aid affects nearly $500 million in 2018 funds and millions more left over from the previous fiscal year. The money was destined for Central America but had not been spent yet. Democrats are calling the move reckless and counterproductive, with one senior Democratic aide saying they consider the cuts outside the law and unconstitutional. Workers and students who frequently cross the U.S. border with Mexico worried over the weekend about the impact on their lives if President Donald Trump follows through on a threat to shut entry points used by hundreds of thousands of people every day. A federal judge in Alaska has reinstated a ban on oil and gas drilling in vast swaths of the Arctic Ocean, potentially undermining a central part of the Trump administration's effort to expand offshore drilling. President Trump has reportedly said he is, quote, saving Judge Amy Barrett of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Seventh Circuit to replace Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg on the Supreme Court. The New York congestion toll and plastic bag ban are poised for passage. New York State closed in on a budget deal that would reshape everyday life by imposing congestion tolls in Manhattan, a mansion tax, and a ban on single-use plastic bags. New York would be the first U.S. city to charge drivers for access. Congestion pricing is projected to raise $1 billion to be used to pay debt service on $15 billion in bonds for New York's Metropolitan Transportation Authority. New York is set to follow California as the second state to ban disposable plastic grocery bags, forcing residents to pay for plastic bags or reuse their own on grocery store visits starting March 2020. The Verrazano Narrows Bridge is now the nation's most expensive bridge to cross, after an MTA toll hike ratcheting up the rate to $19 went into effect Sunday. The New York Daily News posted an editorial yesterday saying that Kalman Yeager should not be kicked off a committee for saying that Palestine does not exist. A chilling trove of Holocaust artifacts is set to go on display at a Manhattan museum, the first time many of the relics have been on U.S. soil.